And Shannon Briggs, 10 years younger at age 20.
In the red corner, from
Briggs out of Brooklyn, New York, a national PAL champion in 1990. And Javier Alvarez, who won a heavyweight title in 1989 and 1990. Last year he was beaten by John Bray. Experience is on Alvarez's side.
Always on Alvarez's side. He's older than Evander, and he's still in the amateur ranks. Not that you're old, Evander, but Shannon Briggs is a young, athletic type of boxer. Alvarez is a guy who's an amateur boxer, who's going to try to pick his spots. He's not particularly quick, as you can see. He's going to try and score points, but Briggs is looking to take him out early.
Briggs grew up in the same Brownsville section of Brooklyn as did Mike Tyson.
And Riddick Bowe, right? Riddick Bowe, too. You ever see Riddick do his Ronald Reagan? He does a great Ronald Reagan.
No, I missed that.
You've seen it, Evander.
Evander, you do any imitations?
Not at all.
Can you do Kevin Kiley? No. Stan Hamilton is the referee for this bout.
What do you see here, Evander, right away?
Well, you can tell that Briggs got a lot of skills. And
standing 8.
He's a good technician, and he's going about his business. He dictating the pace of the fight, and he hitting it with jabs, and most importantly, hit him with good body shots.
Shannon Briggs beat Javier Alvarez in the National Golden Gloves Championship in 1991.
Do you think heavyweights approach a first round differently than lightweights, do they?
Well, yes, heavyweight fight altogether different because of the power. We respect the power of our opponents because we know it's only take one punch to put someone down or out. So we don't necessarily take that gamble like the lighter fighter because they can withstand the punching powers.
That's an excellent point.
Javier Alvarez has lost to the world champion Felix Savon of Cuba twice. I saw him boxing in the Goodwill Games, and Savon hit him with some vicious shots. Alvarez can really take a punch, and quite often he'll just serve as a human punching bag for a couple of rounds and let his opponent punch himself out, and then he begins to pile up the points. But he's taken some pretty good shots from Briggs so far.
What is the psychology of that on the boxer who's landing the punches, Evander? When you hit a guy with everything you've got and he keeps coming, as Alvarez is, how does that make you feel?
Well, you don't feel good when a guy is taking all your power and coming back, but you have to be smart. You got to understand the game of boxing. It's on scoring a lot of time, not necessarily knocking a guy out. So you have to go back and regroup and just use your boxing skills.
But Alvarez is a master of holding and hitting, pushing, keeping his opponent off balance, piling up the points. I think, Kevin, you hit harder than he does, but I tell you, he really knows how to use the amateur rules to his advantage.
I hate to say this, but Javier throws more punches than I do, and he doesn't throw many. He's been fighting 17 years, says he has 360-plus bouts to his credit. That's a lot of bouts.
So Briggs started strong, landed some very solid blows, but now Alvarez has begun to come back and is piling up some points.
This fight have a lot to do with a stamina while too. Sometimes a good fighter don't necessarily win. They run out of gas because they fight a guy like Alvarez and try to knock him out and run out of energy.
Good point.
And we'll return in a moment
to the fight.
Welcome back to the Broadmoor World Arena in Colorado Springs. This is a heavyweight championship bout between Javier Alvarez and Shannon Briggs. Alvarez trying to become the 3rd heavyweight in amateur ranks ever to win 3 U.S. championships. Michael Bentt did it in 1984, 86, and 87. Evander, I'm sure you remember Emery Payne, who won 4 titles in 1902, 03, 05, and 07.
Long before my days.
Look at Alvarez. He's behind 15-5 going into this round. He just took a vicious left, but he also piled up some points before he caught one. But doesn't seem to bother him.
What do you see in Alvarez, Evander? I mean, what makes him tough? And he's a tough kid, whether he wins or not. He's tough. And what is it about him that's difficult?
Well, you know, at the age of 30, you're more mature, and so he's been in the ring a long time. So he knows that he can win on stamina, and he can place the punching power once his opponent get tired. And he betting on stamina while more so than power, because the younger guy do have the power and energy.
That same punch that Alvarez threw in the first round that didn't do much damage could do quite a bit of damage in the 3rd round if Briggs gets tired.
Well, stamina makes a difference in amateur boxing. I used to run out of gas all the time to get beat in the third round, and third round make a big difference in amateur boxing.
Javier Alvarez in blue, Shannon Briggs in the red. Briggs is now being managed by our old friend Mike Marley, the noted boxing writer for the New York Post, who left that job to go to law school, and now in the boxing game he's here with his protege. Briggs at one time was working under Lou Duva.
Well, we spoke to Alvarez about 2 days ago, and he talked about Briggs after the semifinals and said he really was impressed with his style. Said he had a beautiful style. Good shot there by Briggs.
But Alvarez takes it. They don't seem to phase him. That's the amazing thing.
Well, in the amateur boxing, you know, you got the headgear, and you have to hurry up and get your punches out there. It's not based on knocking people out, like I said again. It's based on skills and finesse.
Evander, watch Briggs a little bit and tell me if you don't think he's tired here. He looks like his arms are coming down and he's getting a little bit tired.
For stamina-wise, you can tell that he's losing a lot of energy and he's wasting a lot of punches. But that's amateur. You have to score a lot.
Over the last 4 years, Javier Alvarez has maintained that he would never turn pro, and he's rather old to turn pro now at the age of 30. But he told us this week that he's thinking about turning pro if he gets an offer.
Well, Larry Holmes and George Foreman, he's got a 15-year career ahead of him at 30 years of age.
You gonna box into your 40s?
No, not at all.
You all say that now, Evander. You know, everyone has said that, and here they come. There's a parade of them.
Caution to Shannon Briggs for butting. Looks like Briggs getting a little frustrated because he's hit Alvarez with some big shots, and it doesn't seem to bother Javier.
That's a big difference in amateur boxing. You can throw them hard shots and the guy take it.
You two-time national champion. You letting a guy that's not.
All right, Javier Alvarez, he's a two-time champion, and it's no accident. He took a beating early in the first round. Now we have second round action, and Alvarez just poking away. Briggs getting a little bit tired, and those are scoring blows by Javier Alvarez. We talked about his experience. He's got plenty of that. He has plenty of endurance, although he doesn't look to be in great shape. He obviously is. Briggs later in the round now seems to have gathered himself, and a good right cross there as he catches Alvarez on a left. And athletically, I don't think there's any question, Evander, that Briggs is superior, but Alvarez is one of those dripping faucet type of guys. He's just going to annoy you to death.
Well, yeah, no, Briggs got a beautiful style, and you can tell that with time he's going to be a great fighter.
He's just been boxing here a short time.
See the scoring, 26-13 in favor of Shannon Briggs. And you fellas mentioned that conditioning might come into play in this third round, and that could be a problem for Shannon Briggs, who admitted that he's backed off on his conditioning somewhat because he's had some personal difficulties. His dad recently passed away, and then 2 weeks ago he was hurt in an automobile accident. He injured his back and his neck and had to give up training for a while. So the endurance might pay off, although he's well ahead on points right now.
But Alvarez pressing him, and it's amazing. It's almost like the tortoise and the hare out here, and the tortoise is creeping up on the hare. Alvarez never stops coming and landing some scoring blows.
He's like a solicitor who keeps coming to your front door.
How would you know? A bill collector? You were going to say bill collector, weren't you, Mel?
They won't go away.
Yeah.
And this is where experience pays off. He's staying on and counting up the punches.
He's got a lot of ground to make up. Alvarez was behind 26-13, so if Briggs can stay busy, should be able to win. But interesting contrast of styles.
The crowd clearly behind the older boxer, the sentimental favorite, the two-time national champion Alvarez in '89 and '90. And they love to see the old guy catch up. Better watch out there, Evander. In June, they'll be maybe rooting for that old guy, Larry Holmes.
I understand that, but I think Briggs is a better boxer. You just got to get to the better man.
Briggs shaking his head, saying, "No, it didn't bother me a bit."
Alvarez reminds me of one of those things you put in the back window of your car. He just took another shot. That thing with the head on the spring, it just goes in every direction, but it's still sitting there when you get home.
Yeah, the wobbly-headed dolls.
You have to give a praise to Briggs.
Oh, Briggs got hit with a left-right combination.
Why do we praise Briggs here?
When you talk about amateur boxing, here's a picture picture portrait of what amateur boxing is all about. The skills and the techniques, the combinations.
Oh, good uppercut by Briggs. He hit Alvarez right on the butt.
He's got all-around skill, good jab, good combination, uppercut, hook. He worked the body as well as working the head.
Little maturity, he could be a great one, huh?
I think greatness just a matter of time.
Oh, that from the heavyweight champion, Evander Holyfield, talking about Shannon Briggs, who is now getting ripped pretty good by Alvarez.
John Bray, who was the champion last year in this division, had to back out of the competition this year because of a hand injury, and he beat Alvarez last year.
This has been a great bout, really. Two very, very tough boxers, and Briggs clearly the better athlete, but Alvarez a lot of heart.
This bout went 12 rounds. It might be a different verdict, but Briggs should be able to win it. But Alvarez, for a guy age 30, in great shape, tremendous condition, and those two put on quite a show. Evander, thanks for being with us, and best of luck to you against Larry Holmes in June.
Yeah, good luck, Evander.
Thank you.
Nice job. I'm sure you have a career as an analyst here in the future. Not here, though. I have this job.
Thank you, Evander. Appreciate it. Well, there you see the dreadlocks of Shannon Briggs.
All right, here is Briggs before he took his headgear off. But, oh, a close left there. You can tell the difference athletically, no question about it. Good straight left by Alvarez, and then inside of that, a right hand by Briggs. Evander Holyfield saying that Shannon Briggs is destined for stardom. Overhand right to the face of Alvarez, but let's give it to Javier Alvarez, 30 years old. He took a beating, and he kept on coming in this bout.
And here is the decision for the heavyweight gold.
The winner on points, 39-27. And the 1992 U.S. Amateur Boxing Champion in the heavyweight division.